Welcome to Business Authority Radio, bringing you insights from today's thought leaders, professionals, and influencers. With your hosts, Neil Howe and Craig Williams.
Welcome to another episode of Business Authority Radio. My name is Craig Williams, and I have Terance A. Harmon. You go by A. Harmon. What's the A stand for?
Angelo.
Angelo of Kozy Cushions.
Yes.
Mr. Harmon, pretty interesting product you have here, and there's great demand for it. And I really would like to hear how you got into the business. Obviously, you being in the full-time business that you've been in for a number of years, it provoked you to get into this business and meet the demand of what you saw there being a need of. At least for your sake. It was like for selfish reasons, from what I understand. You were tired of the same colors of this product, so you said, hey, let's give some options. But you being an authority as a creative, I mean, that's really where, I mean, it didn't matter what you would have sold or built. It just happens to be Kozy Cushions right now.
Yes.
But you, from my understanding, you are a man of authority in the area of creativity. So give me a little bit more about your background, how you got into the business, who you help, and why you help them.
Okay. First off, thank you for having me today. I appreciate it. Secondly, I am with a major airline. I work for a major airline.
You don't want to give them no shout out.
No, I love them. But currently with the major airline, I've been flying since 2000. I'm a flight attendant, and I train flight attendants as well.
Wow.
I just got tired of seeing, what I've created is a travel pillow known as Kozy Cushion. The travel pillow has actually currently been on the market, but what I've done is actually put a twist to it and kind of personalize it. So the pillow actually is a bonus. The main part is branding. I specialize in corporate branding, fundraisers as well, retail sales, marketing. So the reason I came up with the idea of Kozy Cushions is because I got tired of seeing the same black, blue, zebra stripe pillow when I'm traveling or working. Then also, of course, being in the airline industry, that's one of the most fastly growing, you would say, industries in the area.
We're flying more. It's almost common now to fly like it was to ride a bus at one time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now the funny thing about flying, people are not just flying, they want to be seen when they're flying as well.
Wow.
So everyone want to represent something that relates to something they're doing or something they're interested in. So if I'm working a flight, on my flight, I can see sororities, fraternities. I see colleges, college teams going to different games, but they all have the same pillow. So I thought it would be nice to create something that's relating to something that they're doing. Just like with Beats, when Dr. Dre did Beats, it's something personalized. Everyone wanted that. Then they went to the headphones with the crystals on it. So everyone want to feel like it's something that they're carrying with them that they worked hard for.
Yeah.
So that was the reason why I came up with the idea of Kozy Cushions. I started with doing cute little flight attendant characters. And I started selling them to all the flight attendants. And they were buying them like crazy. And one day in my hotel room, on a layover, I was reading a magazine, and it said how to turn your product into a mega hit is simple as inking a licensing deal. And I was like, So from there, I started checking different licensing. That's when I got licensed for sororities, fraternities, and just took me to another level.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So having said that, so it seems like you're more of a facilitator of brand extension.
Correct.
Whether it be a corporate brand or an individual's brand.
Correct.
Where have you found the hot spot for you in your business?
I would say more on the branding side. I think more so for that personal touch.
The consumer, the individual.
Yes,
because
correct.
all the other brands already have an image. They pretty much have, there's control over what they can put out too, especially if it's trademarked or registered. But an individual's brand wanting to have their own identity, maybe they want to match their luggage or something, if anything. But tell me how that helps the business owner.
Well, it helps the business owner because even though it's a personal brand, it's still affiliated with an organization or a foundation. So when a person is carrying that particular product, if it's something that other people are affiliated with, now they're able to see that, hey, oh, this is my friend, or this is my soror, or hey, let me help you do this. I didn't know that you do this. And now it becomes a conversation piece. On top of conversation piece, now it becomes a networking piece as well. And so now you have consumers who are small business owners, big business owners. Everyone's looking for that new product to put out there to get their word out. For example, I did pillows for State Farm. I've done pillows for Charlotte Hornets, but with the State Farm, it's an agent where I created the pillow for her, and I did the Jake from State Farm. So the entire pillow looked like a Jake from State Farm shirt with the name tag and everything is State Farm. Man. And she can't keep them in the office. So everyone wants to brand themselves.
I look at, you do more than pillows. I mean, that's where you cut your teeth with the Kozy Cushion.
Correct.
You do backpacks and blankets and things that people will carry with them, across state lines.
That would keep them cozy.
Exactly. Right, so there's a consistency. And I also saw that in a lot of the schools now, the backpacks that we grew up with, I don't even think they allow them. It's like the string backpacks that you get at trade shows.
Right.
And trade shows, I see a lot of those. That's where I've gotten a lot of those little backpacks from trade shows. That seems to be more. You get this. You're seeing more and more of that out there because it's practical.
Right.
It's functional, but at the same time, it's like a walking billboard, wearable technology in a sense that it's you're going to get a lot of use out of it, but you're also going to get a lot of eyes out of it.
Right. Well, that's more so you're speaking of a gym bag, and that's more so a gym bag. And the reason I call it a gym bag because it's easier to put clothes in and go to the gym. But now people are stepping outside the box now. And if you think about the way we're living now with society, there's no more rules and regulations out there.
Yeah.
We're living in a society now where people are changing. You don't like something, change it.
Yeah.
You don't have to sit there and constantly do the same thing over and over again. So now that backpack that's a gym bag, now you're taking that bag from being a gym bag. Now it's a laptop bag.
Exactly.
Now it's a dance bag. Now, but it's an affiliation bag. That's pretty much what it is. And I try to create something for Kozy Cushions that will allow people to feel comfortable with whatever they're wearing at the same time, where people see and they're like, wow, where did you get that?
Awesome. You also have the eye shades too as well?
The eye mask.
The eye mask?
The eye mask, correct.
I mean, of course, that correlates as a great product to marry with the pillows because, I've not used them, but I know I don't have a problem. When it's time for me to sleep, I'm sleeping.
Right.
But at the same time, I see how even when somebody's sleeping, they're, extending someone's brand.
Right.
Do you foresee any other products in the near future?
I do, but I want to speak on the eye mask briefly. Go back to that. The eye mask is not made just for sleeping, especially when you're on a plane or you're traveling. It's made to relax. So if you're sitting somewhere, you're on a 4-hour flight and you don't have anything to do, you want to relax, to put the eye mask on, you're able to just relax. And what makes my eye mask different from anyone else eye mask outside of my designs is the simple fact the eyes are cut out on the inside so women can still wear them with eyelashes.
Oh.
So if they're traveling, they don't have to worry about taking their eyelashes out. They can still use them. Because a lot of times as a flight attendant, when I get to your seat, if you have an eye mask on and you're waking up, all of us do, we're incoherent. I apologize. And we're trying to figure out where we at. It takes a moment. But now this gives you time to get acclimated. You can open your eyes while you still have it. Think about, I know where I'm at, and get yourself together. Then you can take it off, and then you're all together versus waking up and someone standing right in your face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how old is Kozy Cushions?
Kozy Cushions is six years old. I started 8 years ago, but those first 2 years I did research, asking my passengers, what do you like about your pillow? What you don't like about your pillow? What would you change? What would you not change? And the only I don't get any complaints on my pillow. The only request that I get is you should do a strap or a buckle or something.
A snap or something to keep it. Yeah.
Correct. And the reason I don't is because, for one, it takes away from the design, and two, that's the first place it tears on a pillow all the time. So I'd rather you just not tear the pillow, because the way I design my pillow, I do 4 and 5 different designs of one particular organization foundation because they're made to collect them all.
Oh, okay. So what's the innards of? Because I've seen some with memory foam, some
Right.
with like the beads. What is?
These are the beads, the polystyrene. They're the beads.
Okay,
Correct.
So that helps as far as the efficiency. So I mean, they could put a lot more into the design per se.
Right.
You know.
Correct. And also, even with the pillows, it's funny because my motto is I support heads on planes, trains, buses, automobiles, and beyond. It's not just for the plane. Even Dr. Oz said one day, go to the store and buy you, or go to the airport and buy you one of those neck pillows. He said they're not just for the plane. When you're in your office, take 5 minutes and relax.
Passengers in all cars,
Correct.
especially mine, they
Correct.
seem to fall asleep right away. So having
That's just your drive.
I do a lot of long distance too, but yeah, maybe it is best for them to sleep instead of putting the brakes on all the time in the passenger seat.
Yes, correct.
Tell me a little bit about where you want to see this go, and is there a possibility to scale for there to be maybe you have the licensing deals, but you not so much franchise, but bring on partners to help you expand? Because is this a one-man show?
Actually, believe it or not, it is a one-man show. I worked hard to get to where I am too, believe me. But it's definitely opportunity to scale. I even have shoes. I have shoes, sorority shoes for women, because I would love to see all these different schools. If you think about it, they step a lot.
Yeah.
So to buy the different shoes, and they're all in compliance with stepping and everything is amazing.
Yeah.
But it is opportunity for growth of bringing someone on. And what I would like to do ultimately is get a distribution deal, because I want to be able to do, in bulk. For people to come to me and if they purchase it, I do it bulk and get it out there. Someone who can actually have the ability to put the product somewhere where I can't, take to the next level.
As the creative corporate authority that you are, because you said you do fundraising, and so you create opportunities for revenues to be generated, of course, through the products
Correct.
that you have. But what else do you do for the company? Do you help them with the design? Do you suggest to them the other products that you have that they should utilize for their brand extension, or do they already know what they want when they come to you?
Most of the time, they know what they want because they've seen my pillow from someone else, or someone has given them a pillow, or even if someone worked for a major company, first thing they say is, "Oh my God, this would be great for AT&T. This would be great for Verizon. This would be great for." So
none of which are sponsors of this show right now, but go ahead.
Okay. No, I'm just giving an example. At some
No
people,
worries.
they're actually excited about it, and then once they get it to that person that can make decisions, when they see it, they like, "Oh, we're running around here trying to get someone a pencil
A pen,
or
yeah.
a pad or a T-shirt, and no one is going to never really see that. But with this travel pillow, people are excited. They're going to carry it everywhere they go." So
Yeah.
that's what I want to get into, more corporate branding with a lot of the major companies out there, to show them that there's other ways you can keep your costs down low, but you can still put your brand out there bigger than you would if you just gave someone an ink pen or a T-shirt.
So have you been to trade shows, or
I have not. I have not been to a trade show. I do vendor events and I do shows, like trade shows for organizations, but I haven't been to like the Magic Show or any of those larger shows.
Gotcha. The reason why I ask is it seems like it would be a benefit, and I've got some interest here. And by the way, did you pledge Greek at all?
I'm not Greek at all.
Which is interesting. I had a feeling that you weren't, but it seems that you have a passion to help those organizations.
Correct.
And definitely those organizations do a lot for their communities.
Yes.
So you're one of those individuals that's serving a group of individuals who is serving, and that's what that's what's exciting about interviewing you, as far as I'm concerned. But I'd like to know, why there was no Greek affiliation, and how, outside of you seeing the need, and I'm not trying to delve too deep as far as,
Right.
but outside of you seeing the need, or was that the only reason you saw the need for those sororities, like you said, or those fraternities? I mean, and this is selfish reasons.
Right.
I've helped people that I have no, outside of humanity.
Right.
They're a human being.
Right.
But it was some reason I had a burn to want to help maybe a group of people, or an individual, or maybe even a gender.
Okay.
And I know why I'm big on helping women. I grew up with a single mom.
Right.
The earlier years of my life, I've got 3 sisters and a mom still. I've got 4 daughters and a wife. So I understand why I'm so women-centric as far as helping and promoting women. But I mean, it's interesting to hear your story and how your service to businesses is strictly need-based, sounds like. And the fact that you have a skill set in marketing and branding, you were able to meet the need. And it wasn't like you were chasing money. You were chasing it. First, as you said earlier, you were tired of seeing the same old pillows. Correct. You started asking questions. You started doing the research and the development of the product.
Yes.
And over time, you didn't leave your job. You didn't just quit your job. You over time.
Well, I need benefits.
Yeah. and all that takes is money. And at the rate you're going, you'll be able to pay cash even whether it's.
I'm still going to.
Exactly. So having said that, tell me a little bit more about, what you think it was. And it might have been before, because of the business that you're in. Right. You're serving all types of people. Right. And so there's a servant leadership I hear. I'd like to hear a little bit more of the history of how that provoked and influenced you to continue to do that type of, that's your business model.
Well, to be honest, it's funny because the only reason I did sororities and fraternity, I'm glad I did because I absolutely love them. I've got to learn so much within all of the Divine Nine, pretty much what I do. Majority of the urban Greeks. I do white and Latino Greeks as well, but I just haven't produced them as much. But they have a large following also. But the only reason I did sororities and fraternity because I have a really good friend who's a Kappa, and he said, "Terrance, you should do something for the Kappas." I'm like, well, let me check on it. I said, because I know sororities and fraternities are very picky about their colors, and I don't want to do anyone a disservice, especially with my business. So I had another friend. She was like, "Terrance."
And what was she?
She's an AKA.
Okay, so that's still in the Kappa family?
No, well, she's a sorority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but it's, they have like brothers and sisters from my understanding. So is the Kappas
It's in the Kappa family.
Okay, so we want to make sure we open this conversation up to all of the
Correct.
We don't want to make it seem like this is a Kappa conversation. I'm not a Kappa, neither is Terrance, folks, but go ahead.
Well, and she's an AK. She was telling me they have a convention coming up every 2 years. They have the Boule. She said, "Oh my God, Terrance, you should design these. The women would love it because you take pride in what you do." And I said, "Well, you know what? Let me look into it." So I start researching the colors and researching a lot of things on them. So that way, I was able to offer a product where people see it. When the women start seeing my pillow, not only did they love it, but they're like, "You're one of the only vendors who got our colors right."
Yeah, I was just about to ask that because the font has to be consistent with the brand. These are legacy brands. These things have been around for years, hundreds, in some cases, 100 or so years.
Yes.
So, and the fact that they recognize that you not only just slapped together some colors because maybe it was cheaper or somebody had that fabric that was close to the color, but you were, particular in making sure you service them to the T.
Correct. And so the AKs were excited about it. So I got to give a shout out to the AKs, the Deltas, the Zetas, the Sigma Gamma Rhos, the Kappas, the Alphas, the Q Dogs, Omega Psi Phi. And Phi Beta Sigma, of course, and Iota. A lot of people seem to leave Iotas out, but Iota is the number 9 for the Divine Nine.
Oh, okay.
On the team. Yeah. So that was the reason I came up with the idea of it. And I know a lot of things they purchase because it has their lettering on it, but I didn't want to create something just because it has a letter on it.
Yeah.
I want to create something that they're able to be proud about carrying it. Yeah.
And it's consistent throughout. So a lot of times you see more of a one-sided brand. Like if you see a T-shirt, there's something on the front, maybe not on the back.
Correct.
This is fluid throughout you use the whole canvas of the pillow.
Right.
And you make great use of it from what I've seen.
Right. Well, thank you. What I do is I would take the shield and I would take parts of the shield to fill in the dead space. And then, and it's funny, like, for example, with the Deltas, they see the pillow when they get it, because, of course, you can't, as a licensed vendor, you can't post any pictures of the Delta products online, which I don't. I stay consistent because I respect the corporate office in regards to how they want to handle their business.
The representation has to be consistent.
Correct. So what I've done with their shield, I've taken the laurel leaves on the side and I place them on the bottom. So a lot of women are like, "Oh, I love what is that, fire?" I'm like, "No, that's your laurel leaves." And they like, "Oh my God, I love it." So I just like to create something that it is consistent all the way throughout, and something that's bold, big and bold. And when you see it, you like, "Wow, that's a dope pillow."
Yeah. They say overnight successes take at least a decade. You've not been in business with this particular brand, Kozy Cushions, 10 years yet.
Yes.
But what would you tell Terrance 10 years ago now if you ran into him in regards to the business, this particular business, and how you serve and help amplify the messaging of a brand?
That's a great question. What I would tell Terrance if I ran into him 10 years back, what I would tell him is the elevator to success is broken. Take the stairs.
Oh, I like that.
And that's what I'm doing now. And the reason I say I've had several people, even two billionaires who were interested in my product, it's not about the money.
Yes.
I take pride in what I do. So for someone wanting to take my company and do away with the sororities and fraternities and colleges and just do their particular brand, that was something that I really wasn't interested in doing. But at the same time, a great person. But I just feel that the right person will come along and they'll see my vision as well. And it's not about the money, because the money is going to come and the money is there. I make the money, but it's not that I'm so excited about trying to make more. It's just I feel good knowing that people travel. I feel good when I get flight attendants call me, Terrance, oh my God, this girl's in first class at your fellow.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I get excited about that. But I would definitely tell Terrance, take the
stairs.
The elevator to success is broken. Take the stairs. That way you get to see each and every floor. You know how you get to the floor and see that little window?
Yeah.
You see what's on each and every floor. You know if a floor is on fire. You know if a floor is out of whack. You know if a floor is really clean. And when you get to the top, then you can relax and just breathe in, and then it's easier to come back down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, I like that. I like that.
Definitely.
Tell people how they can get in touch with you. Let me hear, your website, your telephone numbers that you want to give out, and all your social media. Okay.
Well, people want to get in touch with me. Everything is online, which is Kozy Cushions, KOZ as in zebra, Y as in yellow, Cushions with an S, CUSHIONS.com. The telephone number is 347-815-5699. But also on the website, we have a contact us page. You can click it. It says we'll respond within 48 hours, but we respond way sooner than that, because sometimes we have a lot of spam and other things that we go through. But we respond to everybody. We reply to everyone. No question is a bad question.
Yeah.
Most people get excited because they want something done for them individually. At this point right now, we don't offer individual, but we do specialize in bulk orders for people who possibly have their own business or corporation with minimum quantity orders and everything. But definitely that's the best way to get in touch with me is through the kozycushions.com, or you can do info@kozycushions.com. That's our email address as well. We are on Instagram. They can contact us through Instagram at Kozy Cushions. We are on Twitter, but I haven't been doing the Twitter because
that's quite all right.
Yeah,
that's quite all right.
But
you'll have to hire somebody soon. But because what I've heard recently, you've signed. I don't know whether you can announce it or not, and this will be an evergreen conversation. But you signed a particular local team that we're excited about.
Yes.
Is that something you have liberty to mention, or
the deal is done? I'm actually signed with a company that who's a vendor for a major sports team in the Atlanta area.
Oh, okay. Okay. We won't talk about their new, building or anything. But having said that, that's exciting.
Talk about how the roof can open.
Yeah. Of course, there's
come in.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to do that. But we're definitely not going to mention the name of the building because they're not sponsoring this show yet. But having said that, Terance Harmon, it was incredible. It was an honor to have this conversation with you about Kozy Cushions, and I know there's going to be a lot to come with the brand and the brands that you represent, because really you're the person behind other brands and making sure their message, their brand is seen.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Terance.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, and hopefully, like I said, someone may come along. Who knows, a celebrity or artist, somebody who's looking for a product to increase their visibility. You never know, that may happen, but thank you so much.
All right.
You've been listening to Business Authority Radio with Neil Howe and Greg Williams. To learn more about the resources mentioned in today's show or to listen to past episodes, visit businessauthorityradio.com.